First of all, I'll welcome you,
Thank you.
and we're understanding about the module SD, which is a part of the SAP process. Yeah. Now, when you speak about the introduction, you got to have a strong understanding about the product, what is SAP, and where it stands in the market, followed by the strong command and understanding about the sales department, okay, how it works with SAP. Clear? So to begin with, I'm starting up with introduction towards SAP first. As once we're done with this stage, we'll have a detailed understanding about the department followed by the module. Okay. So when you speak about SAP, now before we speak about SAP, you got to understand what is ERP. As ERP stands for Enterprise Resource Planning. The term itself is very clear. According to the resources provided by the entrepreneur, the infrastructure need to be planned. I'll just mute yourself so that there won't be any kind of background noise, because I'm hearing some background noise from you, and it may be okay. So whenever you got to ask anything, you can just unmute yourself and feel free to ask me.
Okay.
Now the term ERP stands for Enterprise Resource Planning. That is, according to the resources provided by the entrepreneur, the infrastructure need to be planned. There are so many players in ERP. Microsoft got a ERP product called Microsoft Dynamics. Oracle itself is an ERP. PeopleSoft, JD Edwards. Likewise, SAP is one among the ERP which has the best solutions among the existing ERPs which are available in the market, and which plays a #1 position in the market. The reason, it is a one step for all the solutions, or I can say end solutions for the company. The company, once they buy SAP, they no need to look out for any other resource, because you name a department, it can be customized in SAP. Our department is nothing but a module. So for example, in domain it is sales department, in SAP it is SD module, in domain it is production department, in SAP it is PP module, in domain it is stores department, in SAP it is materials management. So like this, you name a department, we have a module over here. Clear? So once a company is going for SAP implementation, it is a one step for all the solutions. That is, in one single software, company can maintain the entire database, which gives user-friendly options for them to maintain because of highly integration possibilities. That is, what all the departments are being customized, that is, what all the modules we customize in SAP, all are integrated. When you speak about integration, for example, when the sale has been done, automatically the inventory will come down. When the inventory is coming down, automatically there is scope of production. Once the sale has been done, automatically there is a bill reflecting in the GL account of finance. This all happens automatically once we do the transaction, because all the departments are interlinked. That is, all the modules are interlinked, integrations. This is one of the powerful tool which made SAP to grow, because there is a very less dependency, since the information is flowing automatically once you do the transaction in one particular department, that is one particular module. Like this, there are many more features. At the end of the day, as a layman point of view, if I say, when there is no dependency, the work goes on smoother. When the work is going smoother, things happen faster. When things are happening faster, the returns will be very high. This is the feedback given by the companies who are SAP implemented. And there is no competitor for SAP, okay, because the features what SAP got, none of the other ERP got this vastly, okay. So the best example I can say is Oracle itself run on SAP. The Oracle company is running their database on SAP. So that's the best example I can give you. And Microsoft is SAP implemented, though they have their own product called Microsoft Dynamics, which is an ERP product. They are implemented SAP. So there you understand how vast the features of SAP when compared to other ERPs. Though it is costly in nature, still the company prefer to implement because to enjoy its user-friendly infrastructure for smooth running operations during the projects. During the work process. Done. As we go on, there's many more things you'll be understanding in future. To begin with, let us understand the key process of SAP. Now SAP itself stands for Systems Application Product, okay, which is purely meant for maintaining the database of a company. So any company who goes for SAP implementation, it is for database maintenance, which is not for any other purpose, which stands for Systems Application Products, which is started by 5 key IBM engineers with a company called SAP AG in the year 1972, okay, with a single system architecture. That is, they started with a very limited expectation. They started with only, to begin with, they started with only financial services, okay, and later on, as they have the positive feedback coming in from the different clients, they came up with n number of modules. Today, you name a department, it can be customized now. That is nothing but a module. We have many modules: SD, MM, PP, QM, WM, FI, CO, okay, QC. Like this, there are so many modules. Like when it was R1, it was a single system. The server, user, and the administrator all was maintained in one. Today we are working on R3 architecture. When you speak about R3, what exactly you understand? Here you can see this is your database server, okay, which is the master copy of the software, and this master copy can be made as multiple clients. They are nothing but the application servers. Every client is used for a specific purpose, as a development client for the developers, testing clients for the testers, and the production client for the users to operate the SAP software, which is customized and maintained so that they can use it for a transaction purpose, and all the transaction history, what all is been done by the users, that is the employees, by operating the production system, it will have a dump in the DBMS. So this is the master copy of the software which is connected to all the clients, and the clients are used for a specific work process, and the end user systems are for the presentation, that is execution, and the master copy of all the transactions is stored in the DBMS. So what is happening here, I made the partitions of multiple stages to justify our individual operations, which doesn't interrupt any other process. So since when the R3 came into picture, it is become multi-user interface. That is, multiple people can perform a task at a time as per their preferences. Developer, tester, and the usage all are happening parallelly once the implementation has been done. Okay, if everything is in one layer, until the development is happening, the tester cannot. Until the testing happening, the user cannot. So parallelly things can be happen, since they are maintained in the different layers. So that is the beauty of R3, and this has been introduced in the year 1996. Before that, it was a single user interface. When one user logs in, the other user cannot. But now it is multi-user interface. As we go on, things will be much more clear for you. To begin with, a quick start. This is what I want to make you understand. And they are the people who are known as the key founders of SAP. Now, you understood where SAP stand in the market, and you understood how the process of the SAP is justified, and you also understood the architecture, that is how it is been organized. Now let you understand how the implementation goes on in SAP. Other than SAP, any ERP, they work on SDLC, that is Software Development Lifecycle, where we have various methods. One among the method is used for a specific purpose. But SAP doesn't work on SDLC. SAP work on its own methodology. We name it as ASAP methodology, also known as SAP methodology. So let us have an understanding of implementation process. Given a chance, how an SD project will be executed, what are the stages involved, and how many stages are involved, which stage what process goes on. So this is very important. As I say that the training program what I have been designed, it is purely a project based. So out of my experience, okay, I said that this is almost my 11th year in SAP. So when I say I have 11 years of work experience, I've been involved in various stages of the projects in many domains. So I've taken the best out of them, and I made a curriculum which covers the entire SD part and also the critical areas of the other modules of like finance, like production, like inventory management, are critical areas, not completely connected to my module, so that I can show one full end-to-end customizing and implementation and execution process, like how it happens during the project. With this, the trainee understands better, and he or she can justify as if they might have participated in one full implementation, what level of skill set they will be presented. The same way you will be experiencing during the process of the training what I have been made as a curriculum. So to give a quick glance on it, the entire implementation has 3 stages. We have a development, testing, then the product of SAP is ready. In order to make this, it takes not less than 1 to 1.5 years of time. So when you are assigned a project, when you're working on a new implementation project of any company of SAP, it runs for not less than 1 to 1.5 years of time. When I say the project goes for 1 to 1.5 years of time, what are the stages involved? So totally it's a 5 stages: phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4 and phase 5. Every phase got its own requirement. Internally we have so many sub stages. We are going through a high level understanding to make you the quick concept of project implementation. Okay, so first is your project preparation. At this stage, it's we the consultant understand what is the project. So for example, now Dell want to implement SAP into their company. So they give a project to a companies like IBM, for example. Now the resources of IBM is been assigned. Resources are nothing but the consultants who work for IBM will be assigned the project of Dell. We, the team of SD consultants who are assigned, will be understanding what is Dell first of all. So project preparation is the first stage where the assignment of the project will be done to the team, and the team will be sharing all the roles according to their capabilities. It is not one SD consultant work. You'll have a group of SD consultants, not less than 2 to 4, depending upon the project size. So within the team, according to the capability, the entire module roles will be divided among, and it's we the consultants who will interact with the client, understand how he is organized presently, because Dell is not just born baby. It's a well established company. Today they want to go for SAP. So I need to understand how they are organized presently, which is the software they're using to maintain database presently, and how they are looking into SAP. And I also need to make them understand the possibilities of SAP so that they understand better how it can be made. So that is my first stage, project preparation. And the second stage, business blueprints. At this stage, we, the consultants, visit the site for the system study to understand. Site means the client business place, the client office, understand how they are organized, how their current system is organized, and document all the infrastructure resources. That is, how many dealers are there, how many distributors are there, how many direct sales team employees, how many indirect sales team employees, how the pricing schemes are organized, what is the cost if they are selling a product online, what is the cost if they are selling a product offline, okay, etc. So pricing schemes, their sales system, their transportation system, their billing system, their product catalog, their manufacturing units, everything I got to document it. So a template I made for my trainees to understand how the infrastructure will be gathered and documented. You can see here, as I've taken example of Dell. See Dell as a company, how many plants they have, how many divisions, how many sales locations, how many distributors, how many sales office, sales group, storage location, shipping points, warehouse. So this is all the document we have made by gathering all the resources. They need to be organized according to the client business specifications. Once you organize them, it will look like this, a flow chart of the data tree. See, laptops are shareable through online in the north sales location. Services are also sellable through online, but anybody want to go to desktop, they buy through showrooms. But if they prefer to go to online for desktop, system will not, because it's not organized. This is nothing but the client business scenarios. This is the challenges what you will be encountered during the project. How the client is organized, the same way you need to draft and map in SAP. So this is what my focus is, to make understand very detailedly to my trainees how the client expectation, what will be the challenges, what is the business scenarios, how the things to be customized in SAP. This is what is focused during the entire training program. So business blueprint consists of the documentation, and what the documentation I gathered that need to be approved by the client. So for example, now you are here for a demo session, attending me for the first time. Until you are convinced what I am going to, you're not to take up the training. The same way, when we are going into the implementation, until the client, that is a Dell, understand what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do, what I understood, what I documented, and whether it justifies his requirement, until he convinced, he won't be given approval. So realization is a point of stage where we get an approval from the client of go beginning of the project of customization. In order to come to this stage, it takes not less than half of the duration of the project, because what is client and how is organized, understanding itself is a big time for me, because I'm not a part of the company. I'm a part of a consulting team who is going to the company and implementing SAP. So being an outsider, it takes a very good time for me to understand how and what he is into. and once he get convinced only he gives me an approval. Once the approval is, then we customize all the areas which are applicable for client business into SAP software based upon the blueprint information what we gathered, and we do the integrations like how I'm done with the SD part. My colleague will be doing with the FI part. My other colleague will be doing with the inventory part. So once we are done with the customization of independently of module point of view, we do run the integrations connectivity built among the modules, and then we move all the customized infrastructure to testing system, and we prepare the test scripts which will be handed over to the user, that is the employee of the company, who will be running the test scripts and test how the transaction is been processed. For example, he will create a sales order. The system should automatically show the availability status of the material. So system will automatically update the availability status of the material, and according to the availability, when the delivery has been done, automatically the stock should be deducted. Okay, I need to check whether it is happening or not by seeing the stock reports. Okay, once I raise a bill, automatically the GL account need to be get updated in terms of payments, that is finance. I need to check whether it's all happening or not. So testing is something like you check how the information is exchanged, whether the relevant applications are getting updated or not. So you can see here we have the production department, we have the inventory department, we have the sales department, we have the WM, and we have the finance department. He released the budget, he'll make the product, the stock is maintained in the inventory, from there it go to the warehouse, and warehouse is connected to the sales system. Once they sell the product, the GL will get updated automatically in terms of payment. So information is flowing in a cyclical wheel structure. During the process of training, this is 100% covered because you're here to learn SD module. I also cover the critical areas of these modules so that you will be having a strong understanding on integrations. And when we do run the test transaction of the project of Dell, what we're going to customize during our regular training, you can see the stock sold, the stock coming down here, GL updated, production happening. So when you have the complete command on this flow, it is having a one full implementation exposure. That's how I'm been focused. Okay, so during the training, you'll be having a PowerPoint presentation to make the concept understand. There are a few topics, though it has been given detailedly in the PowerPoint, you may not. Then I'll step into the whiteboard and I'll explain by writing up so you understand better. Done. So once the testing part has been done, finally it's we the consultants who prepare the training manuals and train the user how to use the application according to their job profiles. And it's we again who will be upgrading the resources whenever any new changes are coming in. Till the company is using an SAP software, it's we the consultants who need to support once the implementation has been done, and whenever he is coming up with any new changes, they need to be updated in the system. That is called the rollout project. Now once the development has been done, integration has been done, testing has been done, and the training to the users have been done, the tested software will move to the fair new system called production system, and that will be the presentation system where the employees of Dell will be working to run their day-to-day transactions. Okay, so here once the implementation is been done, it's the employees of the company, that is Dell, who will be operating the production system to run their day-to-day transaction process, and it's we the consultants who will be sitting on the support system to support the project after the implementation has been done. So tomorrow when you join a job, you may be part of an implementation where you will be doing all this process what all we discussed, and you also will be a part of support project, supporting the project after the implementation is done. So without having a proper subject skills, you cannot be a part of implementation. Without having a proper subject skills, you cannot be a part of support consultant. So during the process of the training program, when I show you how to customize and make the infrastructure and run, that covers the entire implementation role. I also show you how to troubleshoot when you have a situation of a problem. So that will cover the support situations. Is that clear for you all? The flow, how we are organized and how the things will be, and a crispy introduction about the SD module. Clear? So as an introduction point of view, we're just done. Once we meet in our next session, we'll see the detailed understanding first, how the sales domain actually, what exactly it includes of, how the dealers work, how the distributors will work, and how the manufacturers are connected, how the sales system. We'll have a detailed understanding first as a sales domain. Then we'll discuss about the applications one by one. Just bear me, let me share you the content so that you understand better. See, to begin with, we just started with a quick understanding of an SAP as an overview and introduction towards the sales process and what is the roles and responsibilities of a consultant, and how the customizing of SAP SD model is been considered. That we'll be discussing as we go on in our regular ways. Enterprise structure, which covers the infrastructure details, okay, where FI point of view, SD point of view, MM point of view, and logistics execution point of view we customize so that I can justify the integrated system. Master data, which covers how to make the application to create a customer, okay, and material master data, which covers how to make an application which allows you to create a material. Here we also see the inventory management process of customizing and the material master with warehouse management, where we see how the stock is maintained, and we see the stock reports, how they will maintain with the critical part of WM, and bills of material, which allow you to make a combination of multiple products as a single material, and order management, which is nothing but your sales documents, where we see the detailed customizing of header, item, and scheduling, which is a very vast in nature. Shipping, what kind of a delivery system we are working in, and inventory, that is your stock reports, how the stock is maintained in the stock bin, and how we pick up the stock from the warehouse to the sales counter. Automation of the stock transfers we'll see, which is very well new happening in the market these days, and how the picking system is organized. In order to issue the product to the customer, FIMM integration to be. So we'll focus more into that, and how the billing system is into, where the SDFI integration is more focused over here. The cross-selling systems, concepts, and the pricing is the heart of the module. How the pricing schemes are configured, what are the various pricing schemes. Okay, we'll have a detailed understanding. And the material determinations, okay, and there are many more processes which justifies the critical process like special sales, cash sales, rush order, credit memos, debit memos, how the credit system is managed in the company, okay, how you line up the products of saleable and non-saleable, how the agreements works up, okay, we'll have a detailed understanding of this all, customizing like a consultant in the system, followed by using like an end user in the system. So once we start our regular process, things will be much more clear for you.